Ladies and gentlemen, we have been working all day, and now it's after work. I'm Joe, and it's been a while since I've been just on camera and no video games behind me. We're through with Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Some Shovel Knight Treasure Trove gameplays are going to be coming up. We did the full playthrough of Shovel of Hope over the weekend, so those will be going up on the channel. But today we are here to talk about some Q&A that you guys have been asking questions about in regards to the Nintendo Switch, and I've got a couple here. We'll go through 4 of them. It'll be real quick, and if you guys also have any questions about the Nintendo Switch, please leave them in the comments down below. I'd be more than happy to do another video like this if you guys find it interesting. First question, is the Nintendo Switch going to have a Bluetooth adapter? Now, this has been a thing that was talked about even before the launch of the Switch. Media sources like Polygon have done articles about it saying that Nintendo Switch won't support Bluetooth outside of the Joy-Con controllers. It has Bluetooth built into the Nintendo Switch to connect the Joy-Cons. That's how they read. However, you can't do anything else. There's like, even if you go into the settings to like change the audio from like TV mode or in your headphones to stereo and whatnot, it doesn't it has no option for wireless option to read a Bluetooth headphone set. The only thing I can think of, I'm hoping would work, and I'm kind of curious to test this out myself, is buying like a Bluetooth audio jack headset and trying to pair that with like my wireless. I have wireless Beats earbuds that I would like to give it a shot with and try. It's not the end of the world for me. If I'm playing at home, I've got it docked and I'm usually playing it in for you guys streaming. I'm the odd person. I'm the anomaly to the situation that it doesn't affect, but I know a lot of people out there it does impact, because sometimes you want to play a game at night and you don't want the TV to be too loud. So you pop on your headphones and you listen to the Bluetooth headset, and then you're good to go. On PS4 and Xbox One, you could do that. Switch, not so much the case. The only way you're going to be able to do it right now is, oh gosh, I got something in my eye. I don't even know what that was. The only way that you're going to be able to do it is when you take it into handheld mode off the dock and plugging in an actual headphone cord into there to listen to the ambient sounds of Breath of the Wild. Or if you have a headphone set with a really extremely long cable going to your TV that has a headphone jack. I know mine does. I've done it with Resident Evil 7 where the missus was sitting next to me while we were playing the game, but yeah, there's not many people that have that same situation where they can do that. So to not have Bluetooth, it's a little bit of a bummer, but it's not the end all be all. Maybe they'll do an update down the road. I mean, there's still apparently issues with the left Joy-Con controller syncing up with the Switch, which has been an issue since launch, even after the day 1 patch apparently. I've personally not experienced that. But again, I'm one of the anomalies. Like, I'm always next to my Switch regardless, so I think the syncing options there are pretty much like it's so quick and seamless that it's been fine. But if I were to probably step back a few feet, maybe I'd start experiencing those problems too. Right now, it doesn't support Bluetooth. I don't think Nintendo would come out with a Bluetooth adapter, although they are big fans of accessories. Okay, so next question is, what's your view on Switch potentially going to VR or AR? Now, we've heard Nintendo talk about this. I believe Shigeru Miyamoto had said it in an interview that Nintendo themselves were looking into VR for a Nintendo Switch, but weren't going to come out with something if it wasn't 100% working. The long and short of it is, if they can really pull it off on this version of the Switch, that would be very, very impressive. And the reason I say that is because right now the Switch can output 1080p on a TV screen. However, it goes down to 720p, 30 frames a second to handheld mode. Now, from my understanding, and I'm not privy entirely to how VR actually works when it comes to resolution and frame rate, but I believe you have to double the resolution and the frame rate in order to be able to see properly in VR. I know the frame rate has to be doubled because of because you're basically doing 2 screens on your eyes, and that's how you're able to see. So I'd imagine it'd probably be 2 separate resolutions as well for each eye in order for you to see properly without like having those weird motion sickness and blurs. Someone will correct me in the comments down below how exactly that works. But it would be very impressive if they could pull that off. Maybe they do a split screen on there's like with the iPhones, there's certain things that there's certain ways that they cheat it where they split the screen on here and you could still move around and everything and see perfectly fine in VR. I've done a couple of games like that on there just to see how it works because I didn't believe that it would actually be pulled off. I'd imagine that maybe that's how the Switch goes, but at the same time, what does that mean for the resolution? What does that mean for the frame rate? How are they going to cheat that to make it work if the screen split in half and it only the only max resolution that it has is 720p at 30 frames a second. You can't even pull 60. So they did mention that they were having issues there with that. Maybe not this iteration of Switch, but maybe even as soon as a couple years down the road, they come out with another upgraded version of Switch. I mean, we're in this weird, not to veer too off from this subject, but we're kind of in a time right now where we're seeing a lot of 1.5 renditions of consoles. And what I'm talking about is going from PS4 to PS4 Pro, Xbox One to Xbox One S, and then you've got the Scorpio coming out later on, which might be a new console that can also do Xbox One games as well. So it's very weird. We're in a very weird time in the gaming industry. It's a good time, but also what does that mean, you know, for us? And I'm veering too far off. Sorry. It's it's all convoluted. But that's what I'm thinking is maybe they come out with another version of the Switch, perhaps an XL version like they do with the 3DS and the 3DS XL, or something that might have a bigger screen, or not so much a bigger screen, but maybe the insides, the inner workings of the Switch are upgraded with more current cards and more current RAM, better GPU, better CPU, and maybe that'll help get it running. But I don't think they'll be able to pull it off on this. And if they do, again, super impressive. I know I've said that like 3 times now in this video. The Joy-Cons are there, like that's perfect for VR, but the Switch itself right now just seems underpowered to pull that off. Now, as far as AR, I think you're onto something with AR. If they can do something, even if they manage to pull off cheating the dual screens for your eyes to properly adjust to seeing in VR, Nintendo's been really huge on AR. We've seen this with I believe the DS. We've definitely seen it with the 3DS. Your 3DSs all come with AR cards. Bravely Default had AR cards. That was a Square Enix game. Like there's games that utilize AR cards. Even the amiibos, they're not AR, um but the amiibo cards, you know, that they're very big on cards, it seems like. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some sort of iteration with that. But how does that then get read onto the Switch? Because the Switch doesn't have a camera like the 3DS, or even Wii U gamepad. Wii U gamepad had a little camera right up on top. So it give or take, like does it then just all become amiibo cards and they somehow that's how you're going to be able to read them? But then if you have that thing on your face, like how does that work? So it's all really convoluted as to how it works. But like for instance, like your IR scanner is down here, so it's like I remember from the press conference, like they said like the IR sensor has like a camera that can read shapes and sizes, which is really creepy. So maybe they do something with that and integrate it into there. Sorry, I'm trying to slide this back into my Switch. No, for this iteration of Switch. If I'm wrong, I will be very happy that I am wrong. Okay, this next question is, since you can have multiple accounts linked to different shops, Japan, UK, US, etc., when the Switch's online platform comes out, will you have to pay per platform for each system? With the Nintendo Online program that's coming out later in the summer, early fall, the The online program, it might they haven't really gone into full details as to whether it's covered per account, but just going based off experiences on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, if you have a PSN account, I'll just stick with PlayStation because I know that platform better. If you have a PSN account with PS Plus to play online with your friends, it only works with that specific account. So if I were to then go to my Japanese account, which I have on my PlayStation 4, um, it won't register a PlayStation. It won't read that you have a PlayStation Plus account on there. You can download games onto there because it's the same console. It'll read all that stuff. But if you're trying to play online with people, you're going to have to sign into your account that you purchased your PlayStation Plus account with. I'm going to go ahead and assume that it's going to work the same way here, where if you have a Nintendo Online program service, it's only per account for that console. So even though if you have one account, if you have multiple accounts on your Nintendo Switch, you're gonna have to log into the one and play the game with the account that has that Nintendo Online service. Especially since there's gonna be specials where every month there's going to be a classic game that's on there that's going to have multiplayer online functionality built into it exclusively for the Nintendo Online service program. So that's a hell of a word. So I don't believe you'll be able to log into your Japanese account and expect to play online with friends without having purchased an online program with that specific account. And the last question we got for today is, since the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One have a background feature where you can put music at the same time as playing a game, will the Switch later on add that? That's a good question. Nintendo's not really looking to compete with PlayStation or Xbox One. Microsoft and Sony, they're kind of over here, and Nintendo's over here doing what they want to do, and sometimes what they do best. Sometimes, they're trying to create an experience for everyone. They have that demo, and Reggie said this recently on, I believe it was either NBC or CNN, where he said their demographic is 5 to 99. I think that was the line, and I mean that's what Nintendo's model has always been: games for everyone. Their market is for everyone. Literally, that's their demographic. That is not a joke. That has always been their thing, and I don't really think adding music is going to be like being able to play background music is going to be a thing with the 3DS, and I want to say DS, but I can't really remember. Definitely on the 3DS, there's a music player on there. You can add music onto your micro SD card and be able to play it on there, but you wouldn't have to have it as background music. You'd have to be on that application and play music. If they do add something like that, I doubt you'd be able to multitask it to another thing, especially with the way the Switch functions. You do one thing at a time. You can't really pop into the background and do something else while you're doing another thing on there. Plus, the Switch hasn't even added things like Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, Twitch. And that's going to be the end of this video. I know it was only 4 questions, but hey, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to do a follow-up video. I'll answer them in the comments, however you guys want me to do it. If you enjoyed this little format here, please give it a like and share it with your friends. I have a show called The Afterwork Show, which is actually this show. I don't know why. Anyway, I talk about things happening in the gaming industry. Most of the time, it is Nintendo related because my channel is very much Nintendo related. You could just go and look at all the playthroughs that I have, and a majority of them over the last year and a half have been Nintendo related. So if you are into that kind of thing, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you, Deadeye. Thank you, Har, for the questions. See you all next time. Take care. Love y'all.